It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and we're in the pasture today. And I really started to think, you know what, we don't have enough room with our raised beds that we're building to grow like these bigger crops, like these winter squash and summer squash and corn and all kinds of stuff like that. So I thought, you know what, I did put some sweat equity into the pasture, and there is one spot that is pretty decently clear. And I thought, you know what, I wonder what would happen if I just clear it up a little bit. We'll try to plow. I can just imagine the rocks that are going to come out of here when I plow. You know what, I think it's worth it because I really don't think it's an option to leave the garden up front. Number one, I let it go so weedy that it was crazy to look at. Number two, I just think it's better if everything's out of sight and behind the house. I just think it's a better place to put it. So I'm going to show you what I'm planning. There is no shortage of rocks in this place, and when I plow, there is going to be 1 ton of stone that comes out of here for sure. But I'm just hoping there's enough dirt through here with a little bit of stone picking that we can actually get a decent amount of crops in. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's probably not the most ideal spot to put the garden, but you know what? My land really doesn't have too much options with the garden. So if I want to move it to the back of the house, this area is already somewhat cleared. We just got to move a couple piles of junk and pull out some stumps, and then we're going to try to see if we can just start plowing it and see what happens. Okay, there you go. We got most of the trees down. We just got to get this pulled out of the way. Look at that, I got that big pile gone. I don't think I'm going to pull out all these stumps. I think I'm going to plow all this section, and I'm going to plow all the way down here, and I'll try to plow here. Any of the big stumps I'm not going to plow through for sure. I'm just going to try to go around them. Thank goodness 6 years ago I started clearing back here because it gave a chance for a lot of those cedar stumps to dry out and die, and they came out much easier. So it doesn't look good now. What we're going to do is pick up any of the small logs, clear the area a bit, and we're just going to plow it. This is definitely not the way to do it, and it's probably not even the best place to plant your garden. I just have to get a garden in here quickly, so we're just going to see how this goes. I think that's good enough to give it a try with the plow. Ain't this pretty? It is an old Deerborn plow. It is missing the rear wheel. It's the right color of rust for my vintage of tractor for sure. Can you believe someone made a comment once and said all your equipment is garbage? You know what? Rusty stuff is not garbage. It is a beautiful thing. It takes years to get that patina on it. I just love old equipment. I just hope it survives this though. Under all that rock there is actually some dirt, so I'll show you. It's actually pretty good looking soil. There is tons of rock still and everything, but I think this is gonna work. I'm gonna continue plowing. Hopefully I can get it all plowed and maybe go over it one more time because it's just starting to break the surface. Here, I'll have to do that a few more times too. There's a ton of stones and branches I still have to pick up, but it is actually worked up and I am pretty pleasantly surprised at how much dirt there is. May not be pretty, but there is progress for sure. There's a lot of stones on the ground, but the dirt looks really good. So if I come in here, pick a bunch of the stones, I may even try to pull that stump out. There's a few stumps and roots I want to pull out. And then if I can actually run my rototiller through it and loosen up real good, I think we're ready. You know what? if I can get it good enough just to start planting, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just got to get some seeds in the ground because the May long weekend's coming, and that's the weekend we normally plant. So I'll keep on working on this. I got my raised beds to plant, so we're going to be busy in the next little bit. So that's about enough for today, and you guys have a good one.